Hello and welcome to Homestead Imaginations. I'm Josh, and today I got a lot to do today, but in this video what I'm covering is I did not have time in the fall to cut all the growth out, so that way it wouldn't sit there and like kind of rot and get in the way of any new growth. So I'm going to go through and finally clean these beds so that way the new growth from this year will have none of this here and there won't be any rot. So I'm just going to get started and we'll just chat away as we go. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I doubt it will, but as you can see there is a lot of green, so strawberries did survive. Things are going well in that regard. They survived, and we had probably one of our coldest winters, at least the coldest winter since like having a garden and having this space for us. It was very, very cold. We got negatives really early, even in the season, and we had quite a few stretches of negatives for quite a while, so it was definitely a challenging year. For winter, for temperatures at least, but everything seemed to have survived. I haven't, not everything's fully awake yet. It is still very early, but the strawberries, they seem to be doing well. There's a lot of green growth here, and they're already starting to put on a little bit of growth, because when I came out not too long ago, maybe a week or two, like there was green, but there wasn't a lot of it. So this is a lot more growth here than I thought, or not that I thought, but that I saw last time when I checked on them. So that's good news. So they did survive, because I mulched them finally. Like, I've gone years without, I don't ever mulch and protect the plants because I just haven't gotten very good at that. But I actually did it this year, which luckily I did. I'm happy I did, because we did have such a cold winter. But it would have been interesting to see, even at our coldest, if it would have made a difference. But so it is a light covering here. There isn't a ton of mulch. Just some pine shavings. Nothing too crazy. Very small. I got like the smallest kind of pine shavings that you can have. And just put a thin layer. I didn't want to drown anything out. I didn't want to make it too much. So I tried not to put a ton. So, but they survived, so it was good. But it would have been interesting to see if they would have survived without any mulch, because they've survived every winter so far for us without any mulch, any coverings. They just sit here and they come back every year, no problem. So it would have been interesting to see, but I would have been upset if, because of how cold it was, if I came out here and all my strawberry plants were dead. So I'd rather be safe than sorry, that's for sure. And I did have the time to at least get some kind of coverings out here. So I'd probably, this year try and do a little bit better just to be on the safe side. But at least here in zone 5A, it doesn't seem to be needed. But the runners here have done some work. I've got some strawberries actually down in between the beds that they've planted themselves, as the runners kind of went over the edge here, and they're green. They survived. I mean, I'm actually kind of stepping on them a little bit here, so let me get it off of them, because why not? I mean, it's not the best place for them to grow. It's not in the soil, but I mean, there is soil there, but it's not in this soil. So I don't think they'll do great, because they're right into my thick, heavy clay, but maybe they will. So I got some extra plants here that didn't account for. I didn't realize that they had planted themselves over. So I'm probably not gonna get everything out of here for stuff. I don't want to sit here and be nitpicky and spend a ton of time trying to get everything out of here that is dead. But I want to at least get the majority of it. So that way this looks cleaner, and the new growth obviously has plenty of space to grow. But today's gonna be a big day. I got a lot planned. I have 2 pawpaw trees that came in yesterday, and I didn't prepare. Like, when I get fruit trees in, I don't want to wait. I want, as soon as they get in, my goal is to have, every time I get these perennial plants or fruit trees in, my goal is to get them the day that I receive them. Like, that's what I want to have happen. And so I prepare. So like last year when I added all those fruit trees, I was out here in March, in April, in the cold, and today is 45 degrees right now. It's gonna warm up to 60, which thankfully, because I'm gonna be outside all day working out here. But it's gonna be a cold one, and I lost my train of thought. So that's where I was going. I got sidetracked with talking about what the temperature was today. So I would be out here last year this time digging holes, because I have very, very thick, hard like clay. Like, it's nasty. So most fruit trees do not like that kind of clay and that kind of soil. So I come out and I dig a big hole. I dig a nice 4-foot wide hole, and I try to go like anywhere from like 18 to 20 inches deep, and then I fill it with topsoil, so that way it's got better soil to grow in, and that gets me pretty far. You know, they'll outgrow it. Like, they'll eventually have roots that go into the actual clay. But I'm also trying to, over the years, I've been composting. I've got wood chips all out there, and the goal is to basically take this hard clay, and with time it just break down from all the good stuff that I'm trying to add in. So I did not do that for these. I did not know they were coming. When I ordered them, their site didn't say when things would ship. I just assumed, like, I ordered them back in February, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was February I ordered them. And most of the orders I had placed around January, February for the perennials, new stuff coming in, everything was going to come late March, early April, and then even into May. I've got a couple plants coming in May, a couple trees. But this, they said, and it must have been like an old, outdated message. It said that the order wouldn't come until October because it's too hot to ship the fruit trees in the summer. So it must have been like last year's like automatic message when they got orders, and they just must have forgot to change it, so that way you got updated. So I just didn't think anything of it. I just like, okay, that's weird. Like, we're in winter still, but whatever. Maybe pawpaw trees, because I don't know much about them. Like, maybe they just should be fall planted. I know a lot of fruit trees, and a lot of people say like you should just plant them in the fall, so that way they get like established during the fall and over the winter with their roots, and then next year they just focus on growth, so it helps them get established longer. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just that kind of setup. They'd rather you have your plants planted in the fall because they do better that way. So I didn't think anything of it. And then like the other day I got a notification about that my order had been not shipped, but like tracking. They had tracking for it. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I don't have this ready. And I looked, and like, yep, they had the order created, or the order was already created, but the tracking information was updated to my order, and it was going to be shipping. They didn't have any dates yet because the carrier, UPS, did not have the package yet. So I was like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure these are coming. So I would have tried to get the holes done then, but I've been busy. Kids had baseball practice. We had to get baseball gear for them. so that way they're ready to go for the season to play. So I had done that this week, so I didn't have time to dig holes. So they arrived yesterday. So I got 2 pawpaws. They are just sitting on the porch, actually right behind this camera, and I'm gonna be digging the holes today. And I did get some topsoil delivered just the other day, and I will be getting those holes done. So I'm gonna be planting pawpaw trees today. I don't think I have any other planting today. I will be starting, I'll have another video probably out on Monday of the stuff that we'll be starting in just later today or tomorrow. It's on my schedule to get planted today, but I might not get to it because I'm trying to do all this outdoor stuff and get the fruit trees put into their spot now, because I don't want them sitting for too long without being in the ground. So I'll get to it if I can for the new plants, but we're starting. I'm going to start a couple more rhubarbs because some of them died last year. So I'm going to add some more rhubarb into the food forest. And then we're starting our tomato plants today. And what else is starting today? I think lavender. Starting some lavender today. I think there's a couple other like herbs, perennial plants that are going into the food forest area today. That'll be starting today. I just can't think of what they are. I have a list that I go off of. Definitely would have. I mean, the good thing about doing this in the fall, or not the fall, geez, not doing this in the fall and doing this now in the spring, is it's clear what is dead and what you're picking from. But I guess then actually no. I mean, it'd be easier to do this in the fall. Because I was thinking like, all right, I can see what's clearly alive and what's green, but everything that's green the previous year, you're gonna cut out anyway. Like you're gonna leave the little node for like the crown. You're gonna leave that anyway, because otherwise you'll kill the plant. And then you just be cutting all the growth off anyways. Because right now, like because I didn't do this last year, I'm trying to pick through all the green and not clip any of the bad stuff. So, I mean, these beds are going to look better than what they just did, but they're not going to be great. I'm going to have a lot to clean up here, and there'll be a lot left over, but at least I'm getting the majority of it out, so it should help with no diseases or anything with this stuff like breaking down, which, I mean, if it breaks down and doesn't create any diseases, that's, you know, just more biomaterial for the garden itself. So yeah, so I got that to do, and then I want to get my rain barrels out, which they need to be like washed, because again, like if you were here checking in on the videos last fall, like I was literally busy working on projects and getting the fence in. I don't know if you can put this angle. I don't know if you can even see the fence. But I was working on that all the way until December. And the only thing that stopped me, I got the fence done, but then I was starting to work on the garden in the background here, this big, large garden. I started working on that in the fall, or in December, trying to finish it up. So I just finished the fence, and I was trying to get that garden fully done because I didn't want to scramble this year. I wanted to be able to like really enjoy this growing season and get in the garden and, you know, be excited and have time for it. So that's my goal this year. And I just didn't want to have to scramble and be like, oh my God, like I gotta get plants in the ground and I didn't even do the garden yet, which it needs work. I need to put topsoil in that garden. I need to cover it with some leaves, some more mulch, and then add wood chips to actually mulch it and take care of it properly. So I do still have a lot of work to do with it, but at least like I got a bunch done. But I was trying to get that done in time for before winter, but it snowed and then it stayed on the ground, so winter had fully kicked in early this year, and so I ran out of time. I did not get to finish that garden, so I'll be working on that. Probably not today, but soon. But I do want to get the rain barrels out so they start collecting rain. But I gotta, like I said, started saying, is I gotta get them cleaned up. I need to get them washed out, so that way there's no bad stuff in there that kind of just sat. So I gotta get those cleaned up, and then I'll get those out here. And then I got a new water barrel container, one of those big like square containers that I want to set up this year. And but it's clear, so I got to set up like an enclosure for it, so that way the sun doesn't beat on it, so it doesn't create algae. Also, my wife doesn't want it to be an eyesore, so I got to get out our blue rain barrels for now, with the intent of hopefully, if I have time this year, the goal is to build an enclosure for the big water barrel, so that way I am good to go. It looks nice. The wife's happy with how it looks, even though it is hidden in the back corner. And now that we've got a fence, it's not like anyone can really see it back here, but it's the point. It needs to, look nice. There's certain things that she has said that, needs to look nice, can't be just about function. So I'll do that. I'll take care of that. So that's this bed. I've got 4 beds that need to do that. That bed had brand new, that back bed there had brand new runners put into it, so it didn't have growth to even cut, but they all survived. And then this one here, little off camera, but this one over here, that one has a few, and those are an everbearing kind, so these are all a June bearing. And then that one is an everbearing, so I wanted to get an everbearing crop out here as well, so we can always have strawberries, not just in June. The one good thing is, before I put the fence in, and even probably after, the rabbits still got in here because I gotta put fencing around the bottom. They liked hopping on these beds for whatever reason, and like they'd poop, so the rabbits fertilized my strawberry bed, so at least they served some purpose. But they also ate like my blueberry plants, ate a bunch of the branches off those, so that's nice of them. So one thing with the fence is it needs some more work it's deer proof now, which is good. My fruit trees are at least safe, but I need to now fully close off the bottom so the rabbits can't hop through the little spots in the bottom. So, alright, I think that's it that I'm covering for today. I'm just going to be a busy day. Trying to spend most of the day outside if I can. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go inside, upload this video, and post it. So, literally, when you guys see this in like an hour or so, it will be from today, not pre-advanced recording. But I'm going to say our goodbyes. I'm going to finish trimming this up. I'll take a picture. That'll be the thumbnail, is how these gardens look after I'm done trimming them, which this one already looks way better. But I will be doing this in the fall, as long as I have time. My goal will be now to do this in the fall and not wait till the spring, because it's taken me longer than it probably should have if I had just done it in the fall. So I will leave you with that, and I will have a video out on Monday with the new stuff that we're starting in the grow room downstairs, the new plants that we're starting today or tomorrow, and then yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Helps keep it going, and I will catch you guys next time. Keep the imagination rolling. Bye bye.